Okay, let's turn this down. This video is live, real time. So basically, right now it is 11:52 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January the 28th, 2017. Carl Frampton versus Leo Santa Cruz just ended, and what we're doing is it's real time, so we're waiting for them to read the cards. Now, in my opinion, Leo Santa Cruz won or should win this fight. Right now, we don't know. We're going to find out. But we've seen some shady stuff happen. I look at it like this. Leo Santa Cruz has he's improved. Now, what we've noticed is there's been a lot of emphasis on the story of how his father's been battling cancer. Now, if anyone who has any type of sick relative, or, you know, God forbid, or you have somebody that's going through a potentially terminal disease, it's going to take something out of you. So you have to think, was Leo Santa Cruz himself, as he says he wasn't, which he's not the type of guy. If you've seen his interviews and, you know, you follow Leo Santa Cruz as a fighter, you know he's not just the type of guy just to be just saying shit, just to say shit. He's a very humble, you know, dude, and he seems to have a lot of integrity. So as we're saying is they're showing the replays right now. We're waiting for them to read the cards. Then we're going to listen to the post-fight interview. Then we're going to talk about what happens next. And one of the biggest questions I have is, do you go directly, because I feel Leo Santa Cruz is going to win, do you go directly into a trilogy, or do you go, you know, have them fight a couple of fights against other competition and, you know, then do the third fight to build it up even more, depending on where it goes. So let's see if they're reading the cards. Okay, they're not reading the cards yet. They're about to. So, like I said, I feel Leo Santa Cruz won. The reason why, the jab, even though Carl Frampton was playing the pressure fighter, the jab and the activity, we already know Leo Santa Cruz is the type of fighter that's going to throw, you know, a lot of punches. Let's listen.
And in Las Vegas, we go to the scorecards. Judge at ringside, Bert Clements scores the bout 114 to 114, even a draw. Overruled by judges Dave Moretti and Glenn Feldman, they both score the bout 115 to 113 in favor of the winner by majority decision. He's now the winner of the WBC Diamond Belt, and he is the new WBA Featherweight Champion of the world, Leo
The same results, but in different victors. This time the majority decision.
I mean, no matter how you look at it, we're waiting to hear the post-fight interview. No matter how you look at it, Carl Frampton is still very good. He would give a lot of people, you know, problems at 126 pounds. Now, of course, I know y'all want to bring up Riggin down, but let's just leave him out of this video. Give Leo Santa Cruz his credit, because remember, at one point in time, Leo Santa Cruz wasn't fighting nobody. He was literally fighting sparring partners. So now when you look at his last 3 fights, add the Mavericks 2 fights with 2 big fights. Let's read the punch stats. Total punches thrown, Santa Cruz 884 of 230. He was a lot more relaxed this fight. We do have to talk about that. 592 of 133. 133 of 592 for Carl Frampton. 230 of 884. So basically, what, like 290 more punches thrown by Leo Santa Cruz. He was also more accurate, and his jab made a difference, especially with him being the taller fighter, going against the shorter fighter in Carl Frampton. For example, a lot of the jabs that Leo Santa Cruz was landing were just tapping Carl Frampton on the nose, but he was having issues getting in on the inside.
Back after your first loss and avenge it, how would you describe this fight?
I say that, you know, before the first fight, you know, I wanted revenge, and I said I was going to work hard, and I went to the gym, I worked hard, and I did what I have to do. And, you know, Carl Frampton, I said, he's a great fighter. I know he's going to be another tough fight, but, and like I said, let's make it a third fight.
They get a third fight. All right, we'll talk about that in just a moment. Let's talk about this. How did you manage to be patient
make so many adjustments in this fight from the first fight?
You know, like I said, I know how to use my dits and everything, but you know, I like to give the fans a great fight. And I'm sorry today I didn't do but I had to do what to win the fight. And
what didn't you do? What are you unhappy with?
Put more pressure. You know, I couldn't put more pressure, but you know, I boxed because that was the way to beat Frampton, because he's a great fighter, great counter puncher, and if I went in, he would have counter punch me all night.
How difficult was it to change your style after being that aggressive guy that you have been, that we have seen your entire career?
Very tough, you know. In my head, when my head was telling me go forward, put pressure, so I could please all the fans, but my dad, my corner were telling me box him. That's what you have to do to win the fight, and that's what I did.
All right, so you lost the decision last time. One judge had it to draw. One judge this time has it to draw. You win the majority decision. You're committed to this trilogy. You want a third fight?
Of course, I'm a man of my word. I said, if we're talking about the rematch, I'll be happy to give him the third fight. Me and him, we're great fighters. We deserve it, and we're going to do it again.
Leo, thank you. Let's bring Carl in here. Carl, terrific fight and outstanding performance. I don't think I've ever seen you and Barry McGuigan, a fighter and a promoter, applaud a decision. It was a tough fight, but you feel it was the correct one.
It was a very tough fight. Some of the rounds were close. I feel that Leo probably deserved it. Can I just say one thing? I want to apologize to travel and support. The best man won on the night, but I'm deeply sorry. What I wanted to do dearly was dedicate this win to Alejandro Gonzalez, but it wasn't to be. I'm gutted. He told me what he was going to do. And sometimes I felt like it was the brawler was outboxing the boxer. My fault. I'm sorry. I hope we can do it again. It's 1-1. We have to do it again.
And in terms of the range tonight, he just kept you with the inability for you to get into a range where you were comfortable, correct?
Yeah, it was very clever. He used his reach, and I think he deserved it. I'm being honest. I think he deserved it. But it was a very good fight. And I feel like I can perform slightly better now. You know, I've got no excuses. I had a brilliant training camp. The better man won on the night, but let's do it again.
And he said a third fight. You now say a third fight. Sounds like we're going to have it.
I hope so. You know, we done. I hope Leo's a man of his word. He says if it was the third time he'd come to Belfast. I hope he does.
I don't talk to Belfast.
Carl, thank you.
Thank you.
More back to you.
You can't ask for a rematch after you lose, you know, and then talk about come to your country. You know, but like I said, I mean, what do you do? Do you like do it a rematch next and just like milk the shit out this trilogy? Or do you try to milk it too long and say, let's give these guys a couple of other fights first. Let's let Leo get a couple of mandatories out the way. Then we'll look at a rematch. I don't know. Both of the fights were exciting. Both of the judges, the overriding judges, 115-113 for Santa Cruz. I had it more 116-112. As I said, Leo said, like, Carl Frampton was playing the pressure fighter, but if you notice in the first fight, he was more of the boxer, to whereas we saw something that we're not used to seeing from Leo Santa Cruz, possibly because we haven't seen him in good enough competition to bring that out of him, that he can actually really box, and he's not just a come forward pressure fighter. So not only does he have, what did you see this fight was, his punch output was, for a guy who usually throws, you know, was known to throw around that 800 to 1,000 plus punches a fight. You notice it seemed a little more controlled. So it wasn't, you know, like he was just a pressure fighter. Frampton, from what I've seen, was more of the pressure fighter. So now it's like, well, now it's like, well, I want to see a rematch. But it's like, how do, you know, they do it? Just get it out of the way. Now, another thing I have to bring up is, wait a minute. Why did they give Leo Santa Cruz and make this fight for the Diamond Championship, right? I don't get it. Why did they make this for the Diamond Championship when you have Gary Russell, who's the regular champion? Now, remember, in the division right now, you have Gary Russell, who's the Gary Russell Jr., who's the WBC champion. You have now Leo Santa Cruz, who's the WBA Super World Champion. Abner Maris is the WBA World Champion. We can see Frampton versus Abner Maris, winner gets Santa Cruz. You have Lee Selby, who was supposed to fight on this card. His fight was canceled because his opponent, I didn't get all the details, didn't didn't meet the Nevada State Athletic Commission guidelines. Lee Selby's the IBF champion, and then you have Oscar Valdez, who's a distance away because of political reasons. That you know, the WBO champion. So I'm wondering, you know, there's ways Carl Frampton can go. Could they put him in a big fight against Gary Russell? You know, would Gary Russell want that fight? Gary Russell, in my opinion, should be close to being stripped or something, whatever's going on, because he's barely been fighting, and he's been WBC champion, and when is he for the mandatory? You got Lee Selby. That's a very big fight for Carl Frampton and Lee Selby to make over in the UK somewhere. But, you know, it's like, I can understand that, you know, Carl Frampton is upset, but he clearly lost the fight, and he did really well, so he shouldn't be down on himself. This is so far 2 fights, and if it goes to a trilogy, which it should, it's going to be a very, very good trilogy. One of the ones that's going to go down in history, especially when you see the support that he had come over here for him. Las Vegas was lit. You know, so you got the Mexicans together and the Irish together. They partying like a motherfucker over there. You know, shit is crazy. There's a lot of motherfucking liquor. There's a lot of Jamesons, you know, a lot of Jamesons and a lot of tequila over there. So like I said, it's right now Leo Santa Cruz and Carl Frampton are superstar status now. They shouldn't be in no bullshit fights no more. You know, unification's on out. Like I said, we seen for a long time Leo Santa Cruz wasn't fighting nobody, literally. And he was getting the Mayweather co-feature, you know, treatment. So we're going to save the rest of this deep conversation for after, for when I do my live stream. I still got 2 more fights to cover. Now I got to watch the HBO card, you know, from the beginning, do those videos. Then we're going to do a live stream. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe. Please visit my website, which is about 50% or so done. But by March 4th, we're going to be good. So, a lot of things planned. In March, I will be back full-time. This is the first time since I've started my YouTube venture nearly, a little over 6 years ago, is that everything is on schedule, in fact, ahead of schedule. So we got a lot of shit planned. Please subscribe. All the links to my social media right down below in the description box. TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Please subscribe.